It's time now for MediaWatch, and I'm joined now by Emma James. Good evening to you, Emma. Let's start, shall we, with the latest you've got for us on this so-called dirty dossier, these unconfirmed allegations about the President-elect of the United States.
Yes, Donald Trump may have hoped that by denouncing these allegations at that press conference earlier this week, that he could put it all to bed. But it would seem that no one is going to stop talking about this anytime soon. Matt Worker in Politico has come up with this cartoon to show how Donald Trump really is trying to have his cake and eat it by saying that it's awful. Anyone would leak unverified dossiers on my ties to Russia. Those leakers should be ashamed. And then almost in the same breath, he goes on to praise the information that was found out by WikiLeaks regarding Hillary and the Democrats. He has himself been tweeting again this morning on the issue. He had this to say: "It now turns out that the phony allegations against me were put together by my political opponents and a failed spy afraid of being sued." Now, that is in reference to a lot of reports that Jeb Bush, or more accurately, a super PAC that was backing Jeb Bush, had actually paid to have this report written up. But the so-called failing spy that he refers to has been outed by the Wall Street Journal as Christopher Steele, a former British intelligence officer for MI6, and a specialist in Russia in particular. And what they report on is the fact that this report was prepared under contract to both Republican and Democratic adversaries of Mr. Trump, so not any one party behind this, according to the Wall Street Journal. They say that Mr. Steele had declined interviews in recent weeks with regards to hacking and Russia because he said the subject was simply too hot. There has, of course, been no comment from him subsequent to the release of that report by BuzzFeed earlier this week. Interestingly, his local newspaper, the Farnham Herald, has been reporting on this one. They say that he and his family have gone into hiding. He is a father of four. He, his wife, and his four children have gone into hiding. The newspaper's spoken to a neighbour who's called Mike Hopper, who said, "He asked me to look after his cat. I'm not sure where he's gone or how to contact him. We're all pretty secretive round here, to be honest." The Guardian, though, has been doing a lot of digging on this story because while the dossier itself may be unverified and unverifiable, it would appear, we can learn more about its author. And what they say is that intelligence sources are vouching for his credibility. They ask, why had America's intelligence agencies felt it necessary to provide a document about these claims to both the president and the president-elect? And they say that simply it's because the credibility of the man who gathered the information and the quality of his sources, that is the reason why it was felt necessary to share it. They've also spoken to Sir Andrew Wood, the former UK Moscow ambassador, and what he said is the report might be true, it might be untrue, but that author is credible.
Okay, and surprising, of course, that Donald Trump should automatically dismiss him as a failed spy, if indeed so many people think he's credible. Another story you've picked out for us is about a TV program which was supposed to air in these coming days, but now it's not going to air because it's got people very upset. Why is that?
Yes, it's a programme called Urban Myths, and it was due to be aired, the series is due to begin on January the 19th, but one episode in particular which details a road trip that apparently was genuinely taken by none other than Liz Taylor, Michael Jackson and Marlon Brando. So far, so ridiculous. What got people so upset, though, as this image shows, is that Joseph Fiennes, a white actor, best known for his role in Shakespeare in Love, was chosen to play the role of Michael Jackson. And a lot of people have said this is unacceptable whitewashing, given that Michael Jackson was a black man. Many people responding on Twitter, this is peak whitewashing. Joseph Fiennes should be embarrassed, along with a gif of Michael Jackson saying, "I'm a black American and I'm proud of it." This Twitter user too saying, "Boycott culturally insensitive urban myths and contact Sky Arts," the broadcaster who was due to show it. That from a Michael Jackson fan Twitter account. And there were even petitions, several of them online. This one had more than 20,000 signatures, people calling for a boycott of the programme. But the thing that seems to have had the most influence is this. Paris Jackson, the daughter of Michael Jackson, said, "I am so incredibly offended by it, as I'm sure plenty of people are as well, and it honestly makes me want to vomit." Now, the trailers actually came out this week, which is what prompted renewed controversy over it, because there had been controversy when he was first cast a year ago. But when you take a look at the trailer, you see that none of them particularly bear that great a resemblance to the people that they are representing. Some of them are a little bit more alike than others, but you've even got Adolf Hitler in there, not with no hint of a German accent, no moustache, and no real similarity whatsoever. And that's almost part of the ridiculous nature of the humour of this programme. Now, what is interesting, though, is that, as this Twitter user points out, a whole year after everyone told Sky, maybe don't cast Joseph Fiennes as Michael Jackson, they finally pull the episode. And you do have to wonder whether perhaps that is due to the fact that it's maximum publicity with the show due to start next week.
Okay, well, we won't be seeing that on our screens anytime soon, it doesn't seem. Thank you very much indeed, Emma James, with today's edition of Media Watch.